Hey guys, here's another video on my AK bayonet collection. We're just going to go over the Polish bayonets. So we're going to start from left to right, from oldest to newest. And here we are with a first model AK bayonet. And it's got the Polish arsenal marking, the Oval 11. And this one's dated 1958. There is another version of this bayonet which is dated 1970. So that's the Polish first model. Here's the scabbard for it. The frog is the finding the bayonet with the frog is kind of hard. I lucked out in finding this one with the frog. It's kind of ripped, so I believe that's kind of why they're hard to find. I guess they just kind of fall apart and people take them off or whatever, they remove them. But I luckily found this one with the frog intact or somewhat intact. But yeah, that's the first model bayonet. They're kind of the same as any other first model. I mean, there are some small differences between the first models from other countries, but that's the Polish first model. Up next is a Type One, and you got the Type One scabbard. You got the insulator. Um, I believe that the frog is pigskin, which is kind of interesting. I'm not too sure. It's what I've heard online that they're made of pigskin. And here's the actual Type 1 bayonet, and there's the lack of saw blade. That's the biggest difference, or the biggest way you can tell between any other AK bayonet with the Polish, the lack of saw blade. This is like a blackish, reddish bakelite. I don't know if you can see in the video. It's like a black and kind of blackish, reddish bakelite. And pretty unique. You can, the Polish Type 1s, you can find them in like red bakelite and like a bright orange bakelite, but this one again, well, obviously in the video it's black. I did find a dark red one, but I'm trying to save up for guns right now because my license is going to be coming in pretty soon. And yeah, so that's the Polish Type 1. And up next we have a Type 2, and all the Type 2s are all transitionals. Poland did not have or did not make the Type 2 scabbard with the Type 2s. They're all transitionals. So you got the normal Type 1 scabbard, and here's the Type 2. Again, lack of saw blade. They do not have the saw blade on them, and here's an example of an Egyptian, and it's got the saw blade on there, and the Polish Type 2 does not have the saw blade. That's the biggest difference you can tell between a Polish Type 2 versus any other Type 2 is the saw blade. There's no saw blade. So let me see. I guess the easiest one to find with the Polish is the Type 2. They're really cheap. There's a big surplus of them. You can find them anywhere, really cheap, maybe $50. And I believe that when they're brand new, that the hand strap is wrapped around the pommel with like some kind of like rubber band or something like that, which means is that they're pretty much unused, brand new condition. Um, so they're pretty cheap. The Type 1s are kind of harder to find. I haven't found a Type 1 in a really long time, but I finally found one for sale, and it actually wasn't that much money. So I believe they're harder to find, but once you find them, they're not that bad. Um, I've heard in different videos that they used to be very hard to find. The Type 2s were always easy to find. The Type 1s I heard were extremely hard to find up until recently. Um, I did find this one again. It wasn't that much money, but I did hear that they're kind of hard to find. And the first model, I don't really know if they're that hard to find or not, but I believe that the finding one with the frog is pretty hard to find. They're always just removed because they all fall apart, but um, so I don't know on price. I forgot how much I paid for this one. This I found this at a gun show. I forget how much I paid for it, like I said, but um, so yeah, those are the Polish bayonets. One thing that I wish I had for my collection that I have seen, but they were a lot of money, was a Polish training bayonet. And the training bayonets, I'm not gonna try to explain what they look like because I'm not good at explaining things. But the Polish training bayonets, they're basically a Type 2, um, has a Type 2 handle and the ring that goes over the barrel, but does not have the blade. It has like what looks like um, I really can't explain it. You have to look it up or something like that. But um, There's a button on the side. You push the button, and like this rubber piece, if it comes out, it's like spring loaded. It comes out, and it's basically just a training bayonet. And those are pretty hard to find. I found one at a gun show. It was the guy was asking a lot of money for it. I think he was asking like $195 for it. I'd rather put that towards a gun or something like that. But that's one thing I do really want for my collection is a training bayonet. But that's gonna have to wait because I'm at the age where I can actually get my gun license. So I'd rather just go start buying and collecting guns. But I do really enjoy collecting AK bayonets. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just comment, like, subscribe. I will be making more videos because I do enjoy making these videos and talking about these things and going over them. So, again, thank you for watching and have a good one, guys.